When we look at today, we are marking the International Day of Zero Tolerance to FGM. And this is marked every other year on the 6th of February. Does this even help? Having it commemorated on a yearly basis, to what extent?
It's a very good question. And yes, it does help because it's very important to have the conversation live and going in terms of keeping the discussion alive. So yes, we have a lot of change that we have seen. We have seen, like for instance, at Plan International, we have integrated programs around empowering men and boys. In what way? In a way that we teach them to apply positive masculinity. What does that mean? It means that it's true as a man, there are responsibilities and what you were taught when you were young. And a lot of these things were extreme in terms of you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to be weak. But what we want now is for them to appreciate that the women in their homes are their daughters. The women in their homes are their mothers. The women in their homes are their wives and neighbors. So it's very important once we work on something around changing how people think, changing people how they behave. So how do we do this? Through our programming. We engage them through various programming. So for instance, when we go to schools and we have groups that we have formed for boys, for girls, we also bring the boys together to explain to them that it is okay for you to marry or to be a friend to a girl who has not undergone FGM. They are human beings. And the reason why this conversation should be commemorated, because when you look at it, the statistics are that 200 million girls so far have gone through FGM. So that, look at it like this. 200 million people walking around with no nose, no eyes, no ears. That's a whole pandemic. Because when the parts of their genitalia are removed, parts of their body are removed. It's the same thing like cutting your ear, your hand, and to walk around with it. So that means this conversation is very, very important. The statistics now is that 4.23 million girls are at risk of going through FGM. So we cannot afford to keep
that's in this year only.
That is in 2023 alone. So the conversation has to keep on going. It's very important because the effects, the implications go beyond the pain inflicted on a young child, on a young girl, on a young woman. Because this is going to an extent where if they drop out of school, if that girl was going to become someone important in the economy, we are losing human resource. If that person was supposed to uplift the society or the family they come from out of poverty, that means we are rotating around the same place. And when you compare from the international landscape, it will become very hard for us to be able to compete because we are losing the people that should be able to support us economically.